Okay, guys, this is part 3 of Double Trouble. Continuing her email here. Her and my spouse's nutbag mother have called CPS on me before when the kids were babies. It makes it worse because she's teamed up with my spouse's psychotic mother, so now they're both after us. We completely cut his mom off about 5 years ago, and she has been stalking and harassing us ever since. She won't let go. We think his mom suffers from paranoid schizophrenia or something along those lines. We moved from their state. That didn't work because it was only a few states over. So his mom would drive every chance she got and she'd get motel rooms. So we had to move across country. Yeah, and like I said, you got to just, by writing all this stuff down, getting a lawyer, the lawyer should be able to go straight and get you a no contact. It's simple. It's extremely simple. The hardest part is getting it all down, all put together, getting all your emails from these abusers, getting all your documentation together from text messages, etc. And that's the hardest part, getting all that stuff together. But if you get all that stuff together in a nice little thing where you can just shoot it over to your lawyer through an email, or shoot it over to your lawyer in a whatever it's called. I don't know what the damn computer terminology is. But he can look at it and he can go, okay, and then he doesn't even do the paperwork. His damn assistant, the paralegal, does the damn paperwork for him, fills out the paperwork, and takes it to the court and gets your court order. It's that simple. That's all you guys got to do, because this is called harassment, and these people can't do this. And if I'm wrong, I mean, just let me know. But I've had to deal with these things. I've had many other people throughout my life that I've known that have gotten no contacts, and that's basically how you do it. She would be constantly at our door sending gifts and letters. When she wasn't at our door, she was sending either her flying monkeys, who, yes, actually drove that distance for her. Yeah, those flying monkeys too, man. You got to cut those flying monkeys out too. Because anybody who's going behind your back, same thing with Sue. Sue had the same thing. I had the same thing. We all have the same thing, because the narcissist gets all these other family members and friends and associates that we know, gets them on her side or their side, and uses them against us to be their spies and their, like you said, flying monkeys. So all those people you got to cut off everybody in your life that does not serve you and your family and your healing. Everybody, every single one of them. Because that's another thing. If you're recognizing and accepting things for what they are, then you'll see, why am I even holding on to any of these people? All I do is gossip with them. All I do is go and drink with them. All I do is, and then eventually, they cause me issues. So why even deal with that? Why am I prioritizing? So a healed human is not going to allow themselves to be in that kind of atmosphere, is not going to allow that kind of environment around them, is not going to be thinking about these nonsensical, stupid, idiotic things, right? So, we need to grow up is what needs to happen. Or our local police to our door for welfare checks. Yeah, see, and that's the other thing is that they'll call the police on you and get welfare checks done. But if you get these no contact orders, then that will stop all that harassment. And you gotta for your documentation, make sure you're writing all this down, all these times, because this is a consistent show that you've been harassed. But it's got to be documented. There's got to be some kind of documentation down. Police thought she was just a concerned, loving, doting mother. We look stupid trying to explain her abuse because it's not so obvious. And that's why the police are jackasses. The police are a bunch of fucking useless fucking idiots. Police are fucking terrible. I hate goddamn cops. That's why you have to have this stuff from your lawyer, so that way if the cops do show up at your door because these cocksuckers called in fucking welfare checks or whatever else, you can be like, look, I have a no harassment order from this person. Look, I have a no contact order from this person. Look, this person's been, I have everything documented through the court system that I don't even have to show you shit. And then when the cops come and they want to see your kids to make sure they're okay, you'd be like, look, that motherfucker has no reason to be here. That, you know, they are here illegally. I have a no contact order through this person. They've been harassing me. I've got it all documented through the court systems. You don't need to see my kids. Get the fuck off my doorstep. We look stupid trying to explain her abuse because it's not so obvious. Yeah, you're wasting your breath explaining anything to a fucking cop. I don't talk to cops. Oh man, don't get me started on fucking cops. Cops wouldn't believe us, or they laugh at the situation because they don't fucking care. They're psychopaths. Cops are narcissistic sociopaths and psychopaths. Again, the whole system of cops in law enforcement is all this. It mirrors the abuse that we went through as kids. The narcissistic abuse. They're the same thing. They're narcissists. The cops don't give a fuck. All they want you to do is comply. Just like your mom, she didn't give a fuck. She just wanted you to comply. The cops just want you to follow their fucking orders and listen to what they fucking have to say and respect them. Just like your mom. Cops are the lowest part of our society. We need to get rid of all fucking cops. All government, period. All education. All of it needs to go. Problem, reaction, solution. They create the problem and then you react and they have the fucking solution. It was so frustrating and defeating. We'd feel alone. Nobody would get it. She'd call all of his places of employment and show up there. See, all this will end with a no contact order. She humiliates him and you got to have all this in your documentation. She has put out missing persons reports and posts of him. No matter where we go, she still finds us. Every phone number, every address, we don't know how she does it. We tried making it all private and we didn't give it out to anyone. She would know certain info that was almost impossible. We were paranoid. She was tapping our phones or bugging our place somehow. She's threatened private investigators too. Like I said, you got to stop this. You have to go get file for harassment and get no contact orders against these people. She would say her son is being abused. And now, guys, we're talking about her husband's mom now, her husband's side of the family. So they're getting it from both sides here. She would say her son is being abused and held hostage. She thinks I took her son away. She's envious of our kids. My spouse and I had our problems in the past, and yes, they got bad. But we had, no wonder you guys came from fucked up families like that. Of course you had your fucking problems. But we had been working them out and healing. We cut everyone off for our kids' protection and ours. Yes, see, you guys are doing the right things. You guys know. You know. We want to heal in peace. They just won't allow it. It's not up to them to allow. You guys you are taking the steps. And once you get all this out and you get those no contact orders and you get all this done, you can breathe and you can move on, like you said, with peace and continue your healing. His mom thinks she's this perfect mother, just like your mom. Yeah, just like all of our moms think that and say that. They have to justify their shit. She told him that she has never abused him just because she has never laid a hand on him. Yeah. She has been stalking him and smothering him before he even cut her off. She has done these types of things before the kids and I came along. It has only gotten worse into the degree that it has since we had a family and cut her off completely. There's a lot more abuse that goes into his toxic family, but this is already getting long, and I would have to see how much he is willing to share if we were to share any of that. Yeah, and don't worry, guys. Look, you've started the process. And I think we're covering everything in depth here. If you have any questions, ask me, contact me. But, don't feel like you need to share. But if you feel you need to share for your own healing, that it'll help you, then definitely share and get it out that way, and we'll make more videos. But if you don't be like, I don't want to share all those intricate details, and that you don't have to. You guys, you see how to do this now. Write it out. Type it out. Get it on paper. Move past it. Work together. Get past these things. Get the no contacts. And this stuff is going to work itself out. It's just you guys had to take these actions. And these are the actions you're taking now. So it's all good. But yeah, so this is basically why I'm afraid to go completely MIA from my mother. Bad enough we got one psychopath on our tails. We got to worry about two because they're in cahoots with each other. Yeah, that's double trouble, man. That is fucking disgusting. So I emailed back, so sorry to hear that you're suffering due to these predators. These evil people operate in similar fashion. So glad you shared as this needs to come out. They bank on our silence and fear of them and what they are capable of. These are evil predators that suck every bit of energy and life out of us until we die, and then they will use our deaths as a way to get attention for themselves. Okay, many points to go over, and we'll be taking this all in this evening and waiting until tomorrow morning to make your video with a fresh, clear mind. You have nothing to be ashamed of. These predators need their faces rubbed in the truth. How disgusting to be gaslit while someone destroys your life with a smile on their face. Your husband's situation sounds horrible as well, and the fact they are tag teaming y'all makes things even more difficult. Kudos to you guys for not allowing your kids around your abusers and even taking the responsibility to move cross country to ensure that they could not influence or destroy your children's lives as well. I unfortunately did not do that, and my son and daughter paid the price. I say this because I want you all to be easy on yourselves. Between this and all the healing and making a safe space in your home for your precious children, you guys should be holding your heads high. I'm really glad to have made your all's acquaintance, and it's refreshing to know there are parents out there like the two of you taking responsibility and doing the right things. Please hold your family tight and know that y'all need nothing outside of that. You two are really an inspiration, and your courage to speak the truth will break these bonds that have been placed on you. I will shoot you an email when I am uploading your video tomorrow. I'm sitting here and your story is bringing tears to my eyes. I cried when I read that by the time I got to the end of her thing. I mean, it was because it's so relatable, you know? And then the fact that, you know, they took it upon themselves to move cross country, and I didn't do that. My mom not only abused me, but then I allowed her to abuse my son. And then I allowed her to work together with my ex-wife and abuse my daughter. So, you know, yeah, you know, there for a few minutes I was feeling shame and guilt last night reading this and going over this, because I was like, man, it just made me realize like the things I didn't do that I should have done. And, you know, I'm not sitting here with shame and guilt now. I processed it and everything else. It's, you know, there are emotions that have to be dealt with in the truth and reality that's got to be faced and acknowledged and moved on from. Your story is a testament to your strength and determination to healing and being human. Thank you for sharing your intimate details, and I know this isn't easy. Just know that you are piercing the veil by this act alone, and doors will be open for the healing that will bring you peace. Okay, and her email back was, thank you, Richard. Your words mean a lot. I kind of did. Let's see. Also, I want to see your insight on something. Well, I left that blank because that was just between me and her. Also, I want to see your insight on something. We moved from Ohio, not the state that the predators are in, but it's a few states away, all the way to Oregon. We've been here in Oregon since 2022. We really don't like it here, and it's outrageously expensive to live. We were wanting to move back to Ohio because we like it a lot better and it's way cheaper, plus less crappy weather. Also, the job my husband is working is super toxic and totally goes against everything. It's a mental institution. He wants to get out. Man, I'm sorry. He has to work there. Yeah, I don't blame him. I'm sure he does. That'll drive you crazy working in a fucking place like that. Oh, terrible. We're just scared of being closer to those people again. Part of me wants to be brave, say fuck it and fuck them, we're not letting them run our lives anymore. Then the other part of me doesn't want his mother constantly at our door and with cops. So yeah, I would definitely move, guys. If especially if where you're living's expensive, we're trying to get our bills down as much as we can. We're trying to get our financial obligations down to the nitty gritty and the least amount of money that we can have to pay every month, because the least amount of money that we have to pay out every month is the least amount of money we have to spend our precious time and attention and energy and focus working for, slaving for. So, yes, it only makes sense for your healing and for your detachment from things to move to another state. You're familiar with Ohio. I mean, there's plenty of states in the United States that are cheap to live in, but the other thing you have to take into consideration is the job aspect. Where can you find a fucking job in the United States? You know, some places are extremely cheap to live in, but there's no fucking jobs for 100 miles. So, you know, if you're familiar with Ohio and you know Ohio, I'd move back to Ohio. But I would get this ball rolling before you even start looking for a place in Ohio. I would get this fucking ball rolling with the goddamn, you know, documentation of getting everything on paper or on computer of this harassment, of what has transpired, of your abuse by your mom and both your moms, and get this going, ball rolling with a lawyer first and find out what's going on. When I contact this lawyer, I would ask him, look, I'm moving to a different state, so is it going to apply in this state? Okay, so these are things to think about. Is what you do for me going to apply in this state? Or what am I going to have to do in that state? And if he's just like blows you off, like, well, you're going to have to look in that state. Well, can you tell me? Can you fucking figure that out for me? You know what I mean? Or figure it out for yourself. But either way, you know, because you don't want to drop, you know, it shouldn't be expensive to get fucking what is it called? No contact order. You can do them for free yourself, but you know, it shouldn't be more than a few $100s for a lawyer to do that for you. But, you know, before you go spending too much money, you want to make sure that you're not going to have to do the whole process over again as soon as you get to Ohio. Because if that's the case, you're better off going ahead and figuring out where you're moving to, getting that all set up, getting the move plan, go ahead and contacting a lawyer in Ohio and getting that set up like that. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So just things to think about. But yeah, I wouldn't hesitate moving back to Ohio. Like you said, it's time for them to not rule your lives anymore, but you have to get these things in place to where they cannot be harassing you, right? To where they cannot be doing this kind of evilness to you and reaching out to you. And you need to cut these people off, whether you have to switch your phone number and get a whole new phone, or no matter what you guys got to do, block them, whatever. You guys got to get no more texting these people for holidays, birthdays, no more thinking about these people, no more giving them your address, no more telling them anything about your life. I would, you know, I'm sure you got your social media down to nothing to where they can't even find you on social media. But again, you know, these people are so crazy, and if they have money, they will hire private investigators. So be careful, you know, just, you know, having like Facebook and all that bullshit, TikTok or whatever, anything that you can be tracked on, you know what I mean? But either way, if you have a no contact, don't worry too much about that, because if you have a no contact, they can't get a contact with you anyways, because if they do, then they're violating the no contact order and they can get in trouble. And if they do that constantly over and over and over and over again, they're going to end up in jail. Part of me wants to be brave, say fuck it and fuck them, we're not letting them run our lives anymore. Then another part of me doesn't want his mother constantly at our door and with cops. She's called Oregon police a couple times, but other than that, in a few packages she sent, it's been more peaceful. Yeah, don't give her your fucking address. This bitch doesn't deserve your address. She is a predator. These people are predators. Do not feel like you have any kind of, just because they're your mom. Oh, it's my mommy. Oh, she gave birth to me. I know, I gave her a hard time. It was rough for us growing up, and she did all she could. No. She is an abusive predator. She is a parasite. She cares nothing about you other than to steal your energy and crush your spirit. She doesn't give a fuck about you. You need to not give them any addresses, nothing about you. They need to know nothing. And if they somehow find out where you moved to and they send you a package, it needs to be taken to your lawyer to show that they are violating no contact orders and not even opened. You got to take this seriously. But other than that, she sent a few packages. He's tried getting a stalker protective order on her, but since she lives all the way in New York State, they had a problem getting her served. We've been going through that for 5 months now. My husband ended up dropping it because he's sick of wasting his time and energy trying to get her served, and he doesn't have any more time left at work to go to these court hearings. It's been a mess. I just don't know what the right decision is. Well, it's I don't know. I guess it's called a stalker protective order in Oregon. It's easy. I mean, Virginia. I'm in Virginia. It's a no contact order. No contact, and they go to wherever the person's at and they serve them the papers. There's no going to court. You got to get a lawyer and figure this out. Is what you need to do. You need to go to a lawyer and you need to fucking see what you can do to get, how harassment works and how you can get no contact. If please, let me know, because I don't know how different states are, but, feel free to leave in the comments or email me, let me know, if it's different. I mean, it should be as easy as getting a no contact. If you can prove harassment, it should be the easiest thing in the world is getting a no contact order. And like I said, once they violate that no contact order too many times, they're going to jail. Period. And known violation of a no contact order. But your husband, I mean, he shouldn't have to be going to court and all that. So if a stalker protective order is different than a no contact, I don't know, and maybe that's why for the stalk order you have to go. I just don't know. In Ohio might be different, so I would check out the laws in Ohio if you're thinking of moving there. But yeah, it's time to move on from these people because, and you just got to cut off them completely. You cut them off completely. See, you're still allowing them that doorway in by accepting packages from them, by giving them your address, or whether you gave them your address or not, you're accepting packages from them. Your mom's contacting you every once in a while. She shouldn't even be able to get through on your phone. She shouldn't have your email. She shouldn't be able to contact you in any way, shape, or form. And when she does, there should be no contacting her back. No acceptance or recognition that she even contacted you. Like I said, once you have your lawyer, if they do contact you and you have a no contact order, all this needs to go straight to your lawyer for documentation purposes. So that way you can establish and get these people thrown in jail and get them taken care of. But yeah, double trouble, guys. That's on both sides of the family. I mean, these people moved all the way across country to get away from this and still are dealing with this. These narcissists, like I said, you can move all the way across the world and it doesn't matter. They cannot know where you are. And guys, and even, getting these no contact orders and getting these and not having that physical contact, or them not having your phone number or address, or being able to physically get a hold of you verbally or through packages in the mail or anything, or email, they can still, if you are operating and you are adjusting your thoughts, behaviors, actions, feelings, emotions, and anything else you do during the day at any point of the day, and because of a fear of them or a reprisal of them, you got to break that trauma bond. And you can't have any of that, oh, she's my mommy, I feel so bad, I haven't talked to her in 3 years. You got to get rid of all that. That is unhealed, unfaced trauma and abuse. You have to come to terms with this stuff. You have to do the proper steps. You have to get it behind you. You have to process it through. Again, go back and watch the Fundamental Foundations for Freedom series. That goes step by step, guys. I'm telling you, I have been living with those sketches on my walls and everywhere around me and been inundated with it. And it takes getting it. I still pick up on certain nuances of it that I didn't know before that help me out now. And I still see little points that are becoming bigger points. But it's so simple. But it needs to be ingrained into you. You have to make this your new program. You have to understand why you're doing this. You have to understand your innate essence and who you are and how powerful you are, and that you survived this. And Anonymous, I'll tell you, thank you for emailing me. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for your courage. I hope your healing doors get wide open with this. I hope I'm wishing the best for you guys. You're doing everything right. Just again, find your balance. You got to be disciplined, but at the same time, you can't push. Remember, our healing's like this. We got to take care. We might do our child work here for a little bit, do our diet, do our pulling away, detaching, do our recognizing child, it's all like this, guys, and we can't just take 1 week and figure we're just going to do this one, and then 1 week we'll focus on this one, and then 1 month we'll focus on this one. No, because you can only get so far, because it's all tied in and connected. So you got to be your own expert. You got to be able to figure out how to listen to your intuition, how to trust yourself. That's what we're doing. We're building trust in ourselves. Everything we do is showing ourselves and proving to ourselves that we care about ourselves, that we matter, that we are the most important thing in this world. That the TV doesn't matter, that the politics doesn't matter, that fake money doesn't matter, that bills don't matter, that ultimately what matters is us. Because without us being here, none of that even exists. So we have to take care of the whole source, us, the most important thing on this earth. An eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful, empathic soul connected to everything else on the spiritual level, occupying the most advanced biological thing on this earth. That's connected to everything biological, guys. We are amazing beings that are being poisoned, and we need to quit poisoning ourselves, and we need to take care of ourselves. So thank you again for sharing. It's horrible. I'm so sorry what both you and your husband have gone through and are currently going through. Things are obviously getting better. You've taken the steps. It's just been a long journey for you guys. But I think that you're, now with this and the steps you're taking and the things you're opening up to and the recognition and acceptance you're having of these things now is going to catapult your healing so quickly. You're going to see immediate results. It's immediate. So find your balance, be easy on each other, be easy on your family, create that safe space in your house, find activities, find things to stimulate your minds and your imaginations together. Don't lead your kids with authority. Lead them like I said, you are trying to be the parent that your parents should have been to you, and not by taking them to Disney World and taking them out to eat and buying them toys and spoiling them with all the material bullshit of this world, but with giving them safety, giving them respect, giving them your time and attention, giving them your everything, giving it to them, because that's what they want. They want you. They want you. And they don't want broken, stressed out, anxious, worried you. They want you. They want the authentic, true, spiritual you. They want your essence. You want your essence. So keep on healing. Do your child healing. If you haven't sat in front of a mirror and told yourself you loved yourself and held that conversation with yourself yet, do that immediately. That you need to make that a priority, because that's going to open up doors. Because until you do that, you can sit here and bamboozle yourself and go, I love myself. That's just stupid. Of course I care about myself. You're not understanding. And because what's happening is you're not coming to terms with things. You're not facing things. You're not recognizing and accepting things. You are on a surface level, but you're excusing and justifying, and you're afraid to face things. So by sitting there and putting that mirror in your face in a room all alone and nobody else around and all quiet, and composing yourself and looking right in that mirror and having that conversation about how you love yourself, you care about yourself, you fucked up, and speaking honestly, we were abused as a child, and I know that I've been scared my whole life, and I've been doing things wrong and poisoning us, and from here on out, I dedicate my time and attention and energy and focus to us to heal and to make things right and to get back on track and to only do from here on out what is conducive to being a human. And that is powerful, and it will really, 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 really make a huge difference. All these little things, and like I said, go back and watch the Fundamental Foundations for Freedom series. I recommend watching that over and over again until you can basically do your own class on it. Figure out how to do those types of things with your kids, but make them to where it's not like you're teaching them. Like, get them involved, because I guarantee you, with the Fundamental Foundations for Freedom, I guarantee you, your kids you could probably just initiate the conversation, and they'd lead you right down that path because they're still connected. We're so disconnected with all our trauma and abuse and our hiding from everything and our covering up and our justifications and our excuses of everything, and getting so adapted to living in these toxic societies and systems that we don't even see things that our children are so obvious to our children. And this healing is very obvious to young children. They know. They know. They know what's right. And they yearn for it. It's just everything in the society and everything they're surrounded with in their environment it goes against it. And so before they harden themselves, before they numb themselves completely and adapt, it's your opportunity to foster that and nourish that humanness within your kids. So thanks again for sharing. Best wishes to you guys. I look forward to updates. You're not obligated to anybody to update anything. Your sole focus should be on you and your family right now, and figuring your shit out. And you're doing that. So, focus on yourself. And, I'm always here. Anything at all. Don't feel like you're stressing me out. I mean, if I'm busy and don't have time, I'll shoot you a text back or an email back and just say, hey, I got to look at this later. But, I will eventually look at it, and, we'll get, whatever comes out of me will come out of me, and you can go from there. So thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And I hope this inspires and encourages others to share. Again, Richard Swink at iCloud.com. This is how I share things, guys. This is how we get this healing rolling. And I mean, it can't do anything bad for you. You can go back and you can see through other people's stories on this channel. I haven't documented, I haven't put them all in a playlist yet of other people who've shared their stories. But, what was it? Jennifer, Sky. Oh man, sorry, I'm forgetting one or two other people. But there are a few people now that have shared their stories over the past couple months, and and of course Sue yesterday. But that have shared their story over the past couple months, and it's amazing. They've left, everybody's left comments saying how much their healing was catapulted afterwards. So, it's up to us, guys. We're the only ones going to take care of ourselves, make sure that we're being personally responsible, disciplined, courageous, and honest. Truth has to be at all times. No more playing games, no more idle talk, no more talking about giving our energy, power, attention to all these things outside of us. No more talking about celebrities and gossip and politics and education and anything else that takes the power away from us. Everything needs to be focused on us 100% in everything we do. We are the most important things. Each one of us individually are the most important things on this earth, period. And we must recognize and accept that. So take care of yourselves, guys, because nobody else will.